meats. Ooh, cut out sweets. Ooh, you'll get a pain-a-roo in your tum-tum. Keep away from bootleg hooch when you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
of folks got onto the swing. Nowadays it's quite the craze, it's never gonna stop. Every single time the orchestra plays, it's always the Hoosier hop. You'll see the sheiks and the charmers hopping wherever you go. Milkmaids are out with the farmers, everyone doing it so collegiate. Better get it, you'll regret it, for you're bound to flop if you don't show that you know something about doing the Hoosier hop.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Eat an apple every day, go to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets, ooh, don't eat meats, ooh, cut out sweets, ooh, you'll get a pain-a-roo in your tum-tum. Keep away from bootleg hooch when you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
I'm running as fast as I can through the cornfield. The stalk's taller than me, 10 feet maybe, scratching my arms, my face. I don't care. I have a good tailwind. And in this dream, I jump and fly over the fields, zoom past our house with Mama standing at the back porch searching for me. Of course she didn't look up. I fly over the barns, school, church, Lake Thunderbird, and fields and mountains and oceans. The moon rises out of the sea. Hear myself breathing the same air that angels breathe. I explode into the clouds as I disappear. I'm not lost. I just don't wish to be found. The first time, even before we reached 300 feet, I knew that the sky would be my home. You knew too. For whatever things you ask in prayer, believing you will receive. Matthew 21:22.
Jerry, we're about to begin. Are you ready?
I am, sir.
Geraldine Cobb Isolation Tank, 0800 hours, February 14th, 1960. Comfortable, Jerry?
It's...
Like flying.
I can't feel the water.
It's the same as your body temperature. So is the air.
Weightless.
As close as we can get to simulating space.
Just where I want to be, sir.
Floating in a light-proof, soundproof, vibration-proof room.
And I thank you, sir.
We're monitoring at all times and watching with infrared cameras, so you won't drown.
I'm not worried. I'm a good swimmer, sir.
Now, Jerry, as I told you, you might experience visions or voices. Probably will. Everyone else has. Even John Glenn. Extreme sensory isolation can produce periods of high levels of anxiety and hallucinations. So if and when you are ready to come out, just say the word. All you have to do is speak.
Speak, sir?
If you want to come out, just let me know.
Just say what I need, sir?
That's right, Jerry. Just speak.
Speak, Geraldine.
This test will give us an indication of how you would react to a prolonged weightlessness and tolerate stress.
Speak, Geraldine. Just spit it out, girl. You've been standing there for a full minute. Say something.
Ha ha, she can't even talk. Let me read. No. She's stupid. You're stupid. You are. Mrs. White!
Everybody sit down. Children, you're distracting poor little Geraldine here. I know your first day in first grade is very exciting, but it ain't my first day. Though maybe my last. Go on, Geraldine. Give it a try.
And if you start seeing little green men, you should speak up, Jerry.
Speak, girl. I'm reaching the age of retirement here. Doyle, you put that pencil down right this instant before you poke an eye out. What is it with you boys always making everything a weapon? Go on. Now read the sentence.
Just relax.
Use your consonants.
Enjoy the quiet.
You have your challenges, but so do we all. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. I had your sister, Caroline, in my class 2 years ago, and oh my, how she could talk. Is that what happened, girl? Caroline took all your words away? Speak, girl. You do nothing with you laugh and can't be heard and understood. Now speak.
Jerry, we're about to begin.
My, if it isn't the famous Dr. William Randolph Lovelace II, the Mercury 7 man himself.
Hello, Jackie.
That's it? I gave you a Nobel Prize winning intro, and all I get's, hello, Jackie.
I was just about to start up the clock.
Start her up, cowboy. Hi there, Jerry. This is your benefactor. You're the first woman to be tested in the isolation tank. If you fail, that's it. Over. End of the line. It's all on you.
Don't let that get you nervous.
It never has, sir.
We're just trying to see how you handle stress. This experiment is carrying quite a bit of weight. If you pass, we'll test more women.
Not stressed, sir.
All right, then. Those hallucinations can seem very real. So if and when you are ready to come out, just say the word. Clear?
As a bell, sir.
And if your heart rate is at all elevated to a point that I'm concerned, I'll get you out of there.
I'm not worried, sir. Not a lick.
Any last minute questions?
Not a one, sir.
You're a woman of few words, unlike some. Happy floating, Jerry.
You should be keeping your partner better informed. I could have missed this. And since Floyd and I are paying, would have been a darn shame to miss phase 2 of the testing. I want to be here for all the tests, jerk.
You're such a charmer.
Well, she passed everything else, didn't she? 3-foot rubber hose down her throat, a few enemas up the other end. Let me ask you something, Doc.
Could I stop you?
Ever feel like you're running a torture chamber instead of a scientific lab?
Progress is painful.
Failure is worse.
If you're on the other side of that wall, particularly.
You can put me on that side anytime you say.
We're getting to dangerous territory.
Jerry! Geraldine!
Don't you do that again. I am here for everything.
Jerry!
There you are, Jer. I nearly... You okay? Say something, girl.
Did you find her?
Fine, too.
Amelia!
Amelia, no, they haven't. By now they figure she's down at sea. Is that why you ran away? I've been talking about that too much, you know. Daddy flies, but I don't fly the distances she did.
You sad?
Well, I didn't know her personal, but not a lot of extraordinary people in this world, Jer. Don't listen to me. I'm tired, I guess. I've been up all night looking for someone myself. Did you share your night with the moon? I do like it when it's a fingernail like that. So clear, you can see the shadow of the earth. Perfect outline. Funny. I think I like that better than when it's all lit up. It's kind of full of itself then. This way, the mystery is still hiding out. You know, when I fly at night, I think, wouldn't that be something to just keep it going up and up?
Something.
You must have been scared.
Not scared.
At a girl, braver than the first man who ate an oyster. You are a mess. Your mama will not be pleased. Your sister was supposed to watch you.
I ran away.
She should have gone after you.
It's okay.
No, it is not. You should be able to trust your own sister to go take care of you.
I like being alone.
What am I going to do with you?
Take me flying!
Mother will not let me take you flying till you go to the doctor. Look, it's just a little operation, sweetheart. A snip, right under your tongue. It'll open up a whole new world, I promise. Look, wouldn't it be sweet if you could tell on your sister, good and loud, so all those folks know there was some razor blades buried in that syrup? A she-bear in satin, like your mother. Don't tell her I said that. She'll kill me. Come to think of it, maybe you shouldn't have the operation. This way, you'll keep all my secrets. Come on, let's go home.
Take me in a plane.
You think I can perform miracles? If I promise to take you flying, will you go see the doctor? Okay then, let's fly.
Fly now!
Don't tell your mother or your sister, because she'll tell your mother.
3 hours, no changes.
Wasn't Shepard talking to God in a little over 3 hours?
All the men were in for no more than 4.
Women know isolation better than anyone, and yet we still wear lipstick.
And a lovely shade it is.
Don't be flirting with me, Randy Lovelace.
I wouldn't dare.
What did you do last night?
Excuse me?
Not a difficult question.
Well, let's see. I had a quiet dinner with my wife and daughters. Spaghetti with red sauce. Went to sleep at 2100. Okay, Captain?
I see. So you weren't tied and gagged in a basement then?
I was not.
And I suppose you spoke actual words to Mary and a daughter or two at said dinner?
We conversed.
So in other words, you could have called me and informed me you were doing this testing today.
You're here now, Jackie.
And aren't you pleased?
We're moving on. Jerry's in the top 2% of everyone in phase 1 testing. Everyone.
Now's the time to start testing more women. We have Jerry's numbers as proof.
We need to get as much evidence as we can before going public. Who knows what NASA and the press would do with this? You should know that better than anyone.
That is why we need to test more than one woman. Unless, of course, I was the woman.
Jackie.
What?
You're too...
Beautiful? Was that the next word out of your mouth? Who's the most famous woman pilot in aviation history?
Amelia Earhart.
Who's the most famous woman pilot who hasn't been dead for 20 years?
Jackie, you're going to make me say it again. You're too old.
Screw you.
How do you talk to your enemies?
I'm much nicer to them.
You think I'm afraid of you? I've known you for over 25 years.
How can that be when I'm only 30?
Oh, so during the war you were running the Wasp at 5?
Careful.
I bailed out of an airplane at 40,000 feet with only my parachute between me and God. You think I'm afraid?
I believe you were unconscious from that jump. And yes, I think you were terrified of me.
True.
I got you your first grant. I put you on the aviation map. You owe me, Dr. Lovelace. Don't forget it.
You never let me.
Tail wheel, turtle deck, wing, elevator control linkages, torque tubes with bearings, master cylinder, firewall, wing, crash pad, disc brakes, rudder pedal.
Lost, kid?
No.
You're on my plane.
You're Jackie Cochran?
That is what my pilot license says.
I want to be a pilot.
How old are you?
10.
Well, what you done so far?
Nothing.
Nothing. By the time I was 10, I was married. Are you married?
No!
Don't look so horrified. Men are useful. Use them and then fly right past them. Have you soloed?
No, but I've been flying since I was 10.
Well, what you waiting for?
Soon as they let me.
Let you? You gotta turn that thinking around. I'm the best pilot in the world. Not everyone knows that, but they will.
And you won the Bendix race and you were the only woman.
That's right.
How'd you do it?
How did I become Jackie Cochran? Well, let's see. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty.
I'm not. I get my hands dirty all the time. I get my whole self dirty somehow. I don't bathe much.
Okay, kid, I get it.
Tell me more, please.
Look up. Go on, look up. Big, isn't it? Can't see the end of it. Just keeps on going. Every time I look up there, I see a new place to conquer.
Mother says girls shouldn't be pilots.
She ain't gonna be the one sleeping in your skin while you're bored out of your mind baking a pie, dreaming of what you're missing.
I hate pies.
What do you like?
Flying.
Why?
I don't know.
Sure you do. It's freedom.
Yeah.
Adventure.
Yeah.
I started flying so I could get places faster. For my cosmetics company, deliveries, meetings. It was just another mode of transportation. That's what I thought. But it isn't, is it?
No.
No. The sky's the only place where you're completely responsible for your own existence. You control the air and everything beneath you melts away. A patchwork quilt of crazy. That's all it is. It doesn't matter. Only what's in front of you. Only what's in the cockpit with you. Where else are you gonna feel that much control?
No place.
All that matters is what you want and how far you'll go to get it.
You landed on the wrong runway. Who the hell do you think you are?
Jackie Cochran, and you? Wait, I know you.
Oh yeah, and I know you.
You're that cocky son of a gun who was against me getting in the Bendix race.
The only reason you got it was because your husband built the damn plane.
Right, and remind me who won that race?
Jackie won.
I suppose now you need to use the men's restroom.
I only need to use the little boys' room because there ain't a little girls' room within 4 miles of this runway. Still. But I'm fine. You go right on in. The last time I was here, I fixed the place up, I put a mirror up, and now you'll have to look at yourself and it ain't pretty.
You broads think you're so smart.
And never forget the bastards who get in your way.
Okay.
There you are, Jer. You can't just wander off like that. We're in the middle of an airfield. Hope my daughter's not bothering you.
I'm educating her, but she has a pain in the neck, talks too much.
Really? Come on now. I promised your mother I'd take you to church on time.
I don't want to go to church.
Some might consider that blasphemous. Not me, but some.
You're okay, kid.
I hope you're educating her that it's tough to be a lady pilot.
I don't think you can be a pilot and stay a lady.
See?
Hard to be ladylike at 20,000 feet while chickens are exploding around you and you're standing in their guts.
You fly
Exploding
with chickens?
Dr. Randy Lovelace and I are finding a way to pressurize cabins so we can go higher. Chickens are helping?
I know Dr. Lovelace.
You do?
I know of him. He developed the oxygen mask there, stopped me from getting headaches up there. Quite a genius,
Genius needs money.
I suppose.
How high you gonna go?
We'll just see, won't we?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I look like a ma'am to you?
No, sir. What's that?
Oh, it's a perk-me-up stick. I invented it for my cosmetics company.
What's it do?
It perks you up, see? All in one, 5 separate refillable compartments. Cleansing cream, foundation, rouge, lipstick, and face powder. Everything you need in a stick slim enough to fit in your flight suit pocket. Jacqueline Cochran's Wings to Beauty. I carry this and a pair of heels on every flight. You can't ever forget your old women because they won't. You could use a little color. Oh, you'll excuse me. There are some photographers waiting for me. How do I look?
Beautiful.
You're beautiful.
No. Am I, Pop?
Oh, Geraldine, of course you're beautiful.
Not like her.
I think your mother will like you wearing a little bit of that makeup. Let's ask her.
I'm gonna be a pilot.
Okay then, better marry rich. It's what your mother did.
Is she climbing the walls yet?
5 hours, 5. No sign of any irregularities in heartbeat or pressure. Not a word.
Oh well, Little Miss Oklahoma might just be tougher than she looks.
And she weighs barely 100 pounds.
I will smack you right into the middle of next week.
What? I didn't say anything.
How long are you going to let her stay in there?
Just by an hour. We need all the evidence we can get.
This is your lab.
Thank you for remembering that.
But
I knew there'd be a but.
it's going to be Jackie Cochran's Women in Space program.
Oh, really?
I like the sound of that. I have the same feeling I had during the war, when it was all possible. The WASPs were going to be a legitimate unit of the armed forces.
And you would lead them.
You bet I'd lead them. I made them.
But
But the damn war ended too soon. They didn't need us anymore.
would you have the war go on longer?
Maybe.
Whose side are you on?
Mine.
Jackie, I will never cross you.
I knew you went to Harvard. Now I know you're smart. This time will be different, Randy. I've learned a few things.
God help us. What have you learned?
I kept trying to break through the wall back then.
And now?
Now I go around.
I'm a flying wreck, a risk in my neck, and a hell of a pilot too. A hell of a, hell of a, hell of a, hell of a, hell of a pilot too. Like all the jolly good flyers, the gremlins treat me mean. I'm a flying wreck, a risk in my neck, with a good old 318.
Geraldine! You can't leave the dough sitting on the cutting board like that. You need to finish rolling out the crust.
Mother, please.
Make the best use of the time, for the days are evil. Ephesians 5:16.
You've been listening to I'm a Flying Wreck, one of the many marching songs of the Wasps. We are speaking to world record-holding pilot Jackie Cochran, founder of the Wasps.
Pleasure to be here.
So Jackie, you're a member of the General Staff, U.S. Army Air Forces.
Yes, and
direct all phases of the Wasps. What's that stand for, Jackie?
The Women Air Force Service Pilots, almost 2,000 women volunteers. We fly,
or ferry, as they call it, bomber planes from America to England.
That's right. As you know, the Army has a shortage of pilots. I suggested I could train a corps of women pilots to deliver U.S. combat planes to our men overseas. And so
the real pilots, those brave men, can spend their time fighting Germans. Isn't that right?
Real
we're just
pilots?
trying to help our boys win the war.
She's flying bombers.
And you are not. Get in here. The only place you're flying is into that kitchen. Do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is.
To bake
5:17.
pies?
Your grandmother's southern sweet potato pie. Yes, indeed.
In a minute. I just want to hear.
This is important, Geraldine.
I just want to be a pilot.
You need to go to college, Geraldine. You need to go to OU like your father and I did and your sister is. And you'll join the Beta Phi Gamma sorority and learn to bake pies. And get married and go to church.
I just want to fly.
You want. My father, your grandfather, was a congressman. But do you think he could have accomplished all he did without mother taking care of the house, the children, the social calendar? No. And when I got married, don't you think I wanted?
What?
Just come to the kitchen, Geraldine.
What? What did you want? Papa to be a congressman?
When I think of things that didn't go the way I had hoped, I put that thought into a little jar and close that jar really tight and put that jar in the back of the pantry, behind the pickles. You should try that, Geraldine. You really should. I don't know what makes you think that the rules don't apply to you. You have to accept what God has given you. For indeed man was created for woman's sake, not woman's for man's. 1 Corinthians 11:9. Pastor John is going to come talk to you today. I asked him to pray with you. He had you playing with that baseball team.
Softball.
You're embarrassing this family, Geraldine.
I'm sorry.
Your sister is settled. I just fear, sweetheart, you'll never be settled.
Well.
Need some confidence. Learn to talk to boys.
I don't want to.
When you go to college, your Gamma Phi Beta sisters will.
Softball team will pay me enough to
Stop
get more
it,
flying
Geraldine.
hours. Papa knows I could be a great pilot.
Your father is a dreamer, particularly when he drakes.
Don't.
Well, you know how he is. Before the war, your father was something. Now all he can do is sell used Oldsmobiles.
He sells new ones, too.
He wants you to be a famous pilot, which is ridiculous. We should pray, Geraldine. Come, child, won't you talk to the Lord? You're all mixed up. Pray. Pray with me.
I pray all the time, Mama. All the time. And the Lord talks back to me and tells me I'm doing the right thing. I'm meant to be a pilot, or he wouldn't have given me this talent for it. Why would he have done that if it wasn't what I was supposed to do with my life?
You're misreading his message. You think the Lord would give you a job as a pilot when all those boys would be coming back from the war? Pray with me, Geraldine. Pray that you'll see that there are advantages of being a woman, what you are, and that there are joys of being a woman, and there are joys. Pray with me.
Please, Lord, help me. Make my mother understand that she is wrong. By the grace of God, I am who I am. Corinthians 10:22.
I thought Jerry was a boy's name.
It's my name, sir.
Mm-hmm. What in damnation makes you think I'd give you this job?
I'm a great pilot, that's what.
This is my plane. A little circus cub. Miss Jerry Cobb here wants to be flying you all summer.
Yes, sir, if that's okay with you.
How old are you?
18.
Don't you got other things you want to do with your summer?
Nope.
You got friends?
I need friends to get the job?
No.
Good, because I ain't got none.
No boyfriend? You should get yourself a boyfriend someday. Don't you want to get married?
No, thank you, sir.
Well, I don't know.
Looks like your flame tube's warped. Bet that rattles on takeoff.
Oh, yeah, it sure does rattle. Okay, you got yourself a job.
I got the job, I got the job.
Simmer down, so you be barnstorming for me and my circus. You fly all these towns, dropping my flyers, stirs up the excitement like nothing. Those kids think God himself is coming down with lions and tigers and clowns.
And in between towns?
In between, well, I guess you fly alike. You can chalk up some more flying hours and make some extra money for taking folks for a ride if you want. Not sure if they trust such a little girl as their pilot.
But I'm a great pilot, sir.
Just don't hurt my cub.
Deal.
Don't crash it. For God's sake, don't kill anyone.
Alrighty, Mr. Mayor. It's a real honor to be flying such a dignitary.
How old are you?
18.
My son didn't come in this there flying machine.
It's perfectly safe, sir.
Let's get it over with.
Alrighty, sir. Climb on in there.
Oh. Awful snug. I changed my mind. Stop this thing.
Can't hear you.
I'm going to throw up.
Just wait until we're off the ground. It'll be smooth as ice.
Oh my God!
Open your eyes. We're up.
We're up? In the air? Oh. Take me down. You ever crashed?
Not yet.
Anyone ever die of fright?
Not yet.
Don't you ever tell when I act like this, you got that?
Just breathe. It's the freshest air you'll ever taste.
Hey, it's my house down there. Ah!
Sorry.
Just don't turn.
Okay, but it's gonna be hard to go back if I can't turn.
Oh, just land. Land!
It was the Bendix race.
The Seversky P7?
You've heard this story.
I've heard them all.
That plane was shaking like a dog passing peach pits.
Had a buffeting in the tail.
Who's telling this story? Plane could have fallen apart from that.
But it didn't.
Because I told it not to.
The power of Jackie.
The only other woman who had ever been allowed to enter a national race with men was that, what was her name?
Florence Klingensmith. That was a bad crash.
It sure was. And no one wanted any more female blood on their hands. I had to do some pretty fast dancing to convince those boys to let me race. Every one of those pilots had to agree.
You have never accepted no as an answer, have you?
No. And now no one says no to me, because I don't ask questions that can get no for an answer.
That's a talent. You'll have to teach me sometime.
No. It did take me a bit to learn to say that word, to learn that I could say it. There were plenty of no's that should have been. Married for the first time at 13, no thank you.
Jackie, I can't imagine. I look at my daughters and I think.
We're not talking about that. I don't know why I brought it up. Must be tired or something. We are talking about right here, right now.
Okay, sure.
We can do this, Randy. She can do this. We can put a woman into the space program. Why not? Why the hell not? Put a woman in the space program. Imagine what that would do to the world. A woman is one of them.
That'll be a very Very hard pill for those boys to swallow.
That's why we're going to give them plenty of water. We're going to bring actual results to the table. This will happen.
To my daughter, the fastest girl in Oklahoma. What am I saying? In the world, a world record in absolute altitude, and only 22 years old. I could not be any prouder. The Amelia Earhart Gold Medal of Achievement. Have a drink with me.
I have to be at the office to open at 8 a.m.
They still have you working in that office after 4 years, even after all those awards?
Yeah, but I'm flying some. It'll happen.
As independent as a hog on ice.
Don't worry about me. I got the Lord's help.
Not sure that's what your mother meant when she wished for us to be good Christians.
Well, this is what she's got. A couple of pilots.
I'll drink to that.
Let me take you home, Pop.
I think I'll just have one more with the boys. You go on now.
Just 6 years ago, Air Force Captain Charles Chuck Yeager was the first man to break the sound barrier. And today, May 18th, 1953, we're here at Rogers Dry Lake, California, where world record-holding pilot Jackie Cochran is attempting to be the first woman to do the same in an F-86 Sabre borrowed from the Royal Canadian Air Force. Mrs. Cochran will have to ride over 650 miles per hour if she wants to pass Mach 1. Can she really do it? We're waiting to see now.
Oh, my Lord, she did it!
Mrs. Cochran, you just broke the sound barrier. First woman to go. Faster than sound. What's next, Jackie?
What is next? Faster than sound? Faster than sound? Boy, oh boy.
Hey, fella! Need a work order. What the hell's a girl doing under a plane?
Looking at it?
Yeah, well... Okay. Where can a guy get a work order?
Office doesn't open until 8 a.m.
What kind of airport is this? Piece of crap. Damn little Oklahoma airport. Gotta get this airplane fixed. My brakes jammed, and it cost me $100 per day that I'm late delivering this puppy.
Office doesn't open until 8 a.m., but I can fill out the paperwork now.
Oh. Good. How do you happen to be here so early?
Just am, I guess?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
You keep talking so quiet, I'm gonna have to get it a little closer.
Oh, well.
Jack Ford.
I'm
You're a funny girl.
I am?
Tell me, why does a girl like you hide yourself under a plane?
No place I'd rather be.
Under a plane?
No, like in a plane, like in the sky, that's what I meant. Where are you flying to?
Peru.
Over the Andes?
Yep, Fleetway International. My business. Ferrying planes all around the world. We're a contractor to the U.S. Air Force.
That's impressive.
I keep about 40 pilots busy delivering surplus military airplanes to foreign governments all around the world. And we're the best, damn it.
Flying over the Andes in a single engine.
That's right. But my big, strong pilots are too afraid to fly those planes over those mountains. Bunch of sissies. So, here I am delivering the first one and looking for some pilots with guts.
I'll fly your planes to Peru.
Right. I have no time for training school, honey.
I have over 4,000 hours in certified flying time and over 40 different airplanes. And 4 world records in distance and altitude.
Ever flown a T-6?
No, but I'm a quick learner.
I'm not that crazy.
I am.
Are you serious?
As a heart attack.
No, I don't think you are.
I'm a great pilot.
I'm sure you are, sweetheart.
I can fly any plane you put me in, and I don't care about any weather or mountains or anything.
Is that so?
What do you have to lose? You'll get the money.
That'll sure be a kick in the pants to those pilots of mine, if a girl can do it. Okay, I'll pick up another T6. Meet me at the ramp at 500 tomorrow. I'll check you out and we'll fly to Peru. Got a passport?
Yep, and it's never been used.
Well, shine her up, because she's going to get used. If you live. Trial by fire. Huh. Here's the manual for the T6. Have it memorized by tomorrow.
Seven hours and 45 minutes. 7 hours and 45 minutes.
Well, kiss my go to hell.
I'm never quite sure what you're thinking.
Good. Keeps life interesting. I was not prepared for an overnight. I thought she'd be out of there by now. I think we need more coffee and supper.
Doesn't Floyd mind you being here all day? It's Valentine's Day.
Is it? How the hell did you know that? Mary send you a note to buy her flowers?
She's very self-sufficient. She did let me know she was sending herself some roses. I signed the cards retroactively.
Floyd goes out and buys his own florist whenever he wants a bouquet. Thought you'd get rid of me?
Can't blame a guy for trying. Who are you fixing up for?
The press.
Jackie.
We're going to be announcing this, and I intend to look my best.
Jackie, I'll be announcing the results. If they continue to be this good at the conference in Stockholm next month to a room of scientists who understand and respect results, those NASA boys are 100% against women in the program. I mean, look how long it took them to put a man instead of a chimp in the can.
Yeah, it took a Russian.
Be patient, Jackie. Let me do this the right way.
Sure, why not? You're going to do this the same way you did that 40,000-foot jump.
What do you mean?
Unconscious. You've already gotten all you wanted. You have your boys, those heroes, the Mercury 7, Invincible, Explorers, the Lewis and Clark of the sky. Your name is intertwined with them forever. You're the God Maker.
I think not. Those boys are riding in their own open convertibles, waving at adoring crowds all on their own. No one cares about the man behind the curtain, and that's just fine with me. I know what I've done.
You're lying, Dr. Lovelace. You wanted to be the one up there. You're just so very good at graceful defeat.
It's not defeat. I just don't need to be the star anymore. You always have.
And what is wrong with that exactly, Those boys think the sun comes up just to hear them crow. And no one thinks the worse of them for that, now do they? So what is wrong with me wanting to be the star? I certainly know I've earned it. I had to play all sides to get what I wanted, and all you had to do was your job.
Okay, we'll be flying information to Henderson Field on Midway Island. Need to refuel there. Stay right on my tail. Don't miss that island. Not much else is around. We'll be landing in at night.
Roger that, Captain. Get out of here. Let's do this.
You've handled everything for me the past 6 months, but this is a B-17 Flying Fortress, and it's one hell of a big boy.
I thought you said her name was Memphis Belle.
Okay. Hell of a big girl, then.
Right.
Flying information with these babies is tough. A lot of metal to control. You sure you can handle it?
Like you said, I've handled everything else.
Including me.
Oh, you're not so tough.
Oh, really? Keeping me at a safe distance, aren't you? Not many do.
Well, Jack, I'm grateful to you for the opportunity of letting me fly planes girls usually don't get to fly.
Is that it?
I've learned things I didn't know.
Damn right.
And in an emergency, I wouldn't want anyone else in my ear.
You can be a pilot and still have some fun on the ground.
Flying is more fun than anything.
I don't think you've tried everything.
Jack, you're married.
We're separated.
You mean you're separated because she isn't in the cockpit with us right now? I can't do this. Get out of here. You're distracting me.
For now.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
See you in Paris.
right, Belle, let's do this. You and me.
What is that?
Rapid heartbeat, pressure fine.
Is she going nuts on us?
Sinus tachycardia, 102 beats per minute.
No visual. Let's climb out of this weather.
Roger that, Captain.
Climb to flight level 280.
Climbing to 280.
A dream? Stress?
The psychiatrist said nothing made her snap.
Is she snapping now?
Heart rate is only slightly elevated, and we're at 9 hours. 9 hours!
Okay, so we have it.
There you are.
Thanks for the climb. It's beautiful up here.
I'll say. Let's keep a visual contact. I like looking at you.
Adultery is a sin against God.
You wanted me to learn about mid.
I want you to go to heaven, girl.
Right now?
I think we should wait.
We have the results. More than we'd hoped. What are you waiting for?
You're drifting, Jerry. Adjust.
I want you to live a spiritual life.
Oh, I do, Mama. In the sky.
I want you to have it on the ground.
Well?
Jackie, please, let me check the numbers.
I can control a 2-ton piece of metal.
I'm off your wing. Hold steady.
Well, what about the numbers? What do they say?
I can spin around and dance in the sky. I can never dance on the ground. Wait a minute. Something's going on.
What was that?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
All her vital signs are within normal range. I want to see how long she can go.
Until what? Until she loses her mind? And then what would we have?
Jack, prop seal's blown. Oil spilling in the canopy. I can't see. Flying by instruments.
Full prop control all the way back. Call out your pressure.
Pressure dropping at 12 psi now.
No one is sitting in the isolation tank this long. I would like to push it as far as we can.
It's enough, Randy. We have enough proof. She did it. She passed all the men. Get her out.
What if it was you in there?
But it isn't.
Would you have wanted me to take you out?
But it isn't.
Geraldine, pray with me.
Helena,
Little busy here. Jack, oil spilling in the cockpit now.
nothing can stop my girl.
She's
Off
out
your
of
heading.
control.
Get her out, Randy.
Are you ordering me?
You are my employee.
I am the scientist here.
Get her out of that tank, Randy, now. You are playing a dangerous game here. I don't care if this little Okie can live in an isolation tank for the rest of her life. If one woman snaps, they won't hit another. Get her out.
All right.
Now.
All right, Jackie.
Only
You
the
win,
Lord
as usual.
Only the Lord can help her now.
I can do this. Angel of God,
Lord, help her.
my
Let her die,
guardian
Helena.
dear, to
You
whom
ruined
his
her.
love commits
Let
me
her
to.
be herself.
You mean let her be you, don't you?
Ever this day be by my side,
Leave her alone.
to
Leave
rule
me
and
alone.
guide. Amen.
Easy on the brakes.
Well, go on, get her out.
It has to be done slowly. You can't put her out of there after almost 10 hours.
Yes, I did it.
It might be Randy Lovelace's Mercury 7, but it's going to be Jackie Cochran's Mercury 13. My lucky number.
Ugh, ew. Tastes like oil.
'Cause I'm part plane.
I think you are.
That was something.
You put your hero goggles on and got her done.
I couldn't see anything. Oil everywhere.
One of your better landings.
Thanks for being my eyes.
My pleasure. You know, there's a nice little bar over there right under those palm trees.
Excellent idea. Let me clean up and I'll be right with you.
If you think that he'll leave his wife for you, well, that's worse.
Oh, Mama, I don't want to marry him.
May the Lord forgive you. I don't think I can.
I just want to be up there forever and never have this conversation with you again. Jack's helping me get where I need to be. He's teaching me.
Teaching you what exactly?
You really want to know?
Stop talking, just stop.
Do you ever wish I hadn't got the operation?
What?
If my tongue was still tied, I couldn't say anything you disagree with.
What a thing to say.
I wish I never got the operation.
You do not.
Yes, I do. Because when kids would call me stupid, I just stopped talking, remember? And then you and Papa told me that my life would be so much better if I got the operation and that people would understand me. But really, I just want you to understand me, and you still don't.
I think you're doing more than just talking, and he's doing more than just listening. For God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterous.
Oh, Mama, I don't believe God's judging me. God's flying with me.
Where are you going, Geraldine?
Albuquerque.
Jerry Cobb,
Dr. Lovelace,
thank you for coming to Albuquerque.
it's my pleasure.
Woman of the Year in Aviation, the first woman to receive the Gold Wings of the Federation Aeronautic International. You've been breaking records all over the world. Hard not to notice you. How'd you like Paris?
Cold.
You know, we've been testing pilots for the Mercury astronaut program.
Everyone in the world knows.
Now, the Russians are talking about putting women in space. Jackie Cochran and I did research in World War II on female ferry pilots, and they were able to tolerate isolation and extreme temperature much better than men. And they weigh less. Every pound costs on a spacecraft.
That makes sense, sir.
We'll be testing with the same phase 1 test the Mercury boys went through. They're tough. It won't be easy.
Nothing good is, sir.
Did I hear my name mentioned?
There she is. Jerry, this is Jackie.
Jackie Cochran, we've met.
We have?
A long time ago. I was very young.
We all were once. Go on. I'm just here to observe and write the check.
Thank you. So yes, you'll be meeting with a psychiatrist.
Making sure you're crazy enough to do this.
You're a guinea pig, Jerry. We need data to prove that women can endure the rigors of spaceflight. They'll be spending hours on treadmills and tilt tables, and if all goes well, we'll move on to phase 2 of testing, starting with putting you in an isolation tank. How's that sound?
Can't wait.
Let's just see what you're made of.
Jerry, we're about to take you out. You've been in there for quite some time. Open your eyes. Adjust. Take time to adjust. Slowly. I'll be changing the temperature in the room. You're going to feel the water, the air. You're going to feel the ground again. Everything is going to feel very, very different.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Eat an apple every day, go to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets, ooh, don't eat meats, ooh, cut out sweets, ooh, you'll get a pain-a-roo in your tum-tum. Keep away from bootleg hooch when you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
slick step. All the Hoosier hop, happy high school kids invented the thing. Grown-up folks got onto the swing. Nowadays it's quite the craze, it's never gonna stop. Every single time the orchestra plays, it's always the Hoosier hop. You'll see the sheiks and the charmers hopping wherever you go. Milkmaids are out with the farmers, everyone doing it so collegiate. Better get it, you'll regret it, for you're bound to flop if you don't show that you know something about doing the Hoosier hop.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Eat an apple every day, go to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets, ooh, don't eat meats, ooh, cut out sweets, ooh, you'll get a pain-a-roo in your tum-tum. Keep away from bootleg hooch when you're on a spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
9 hours and 50 minutes later, she re-emerged from an isolation tank, the same tank that tested the Mercury 7. Yes, that's right, those brave men, our American heroes. One day, last February, trim 29-year-old Geraldine Cobb packed a single suitcase, said goodbye to her fellow workers in Bethany, Oklahoma, and left for a supposed vacation with her parents. Jerry Cobb never reached home. Last week, Jerry's strange disappearance was explained by Dr. Randolph Lovelace.
Jerry Cobb is qualified to live, observe, do optimal work in an environment of space, and return safely back to Earth.
That's not all, boys. There are 12 more women pilots waiting in the wings. Jackie Cochran's Women in Space program.
Where's Jerry? Where is she? Jerry? Jerry, over here!
Jerry Cobb, are you ready to be the first lady astronaut?
Me? Oh, what?
I don't think she's ready for this.
You're the one who alerted the press.
Jerry, why do you want to go into space?
What do you think it'll be like?
Over here, Gary.
What do you want people to know about you?
Would go into space even if I knew for certain I could never come back.
What was that? Say that again. What was it?
I would go into space even if I knew for certain I could never come back.
Well, that's
something. Sorry to pull her away from you boys, but...
Would you sign me an autograph? You must think I'm someone else.
Jerry Cobb, I saw your pictures in Life magazine.
Oh, well, yeah.
Are you ever scared?
Not when I'm flying.
Yeah, but going to space, being an astronaut, going to the moon. I saw your picture and I thought, yeah, that's what I want. I want to go to the moon like Jerry Cobb. And you're my hero because I didn't think that was possible. Oh, I don't need a pilot for anything in the world. My mother and father and teachers and brothers all think I'm weird, but I know what I want. And when I see you up there and I hear about you, you're real, not fake like Amelia. Not that. Amelia's fake, but she's dead and you're not. You're alive and a pilot and a girl. And that means I can do it, so I wanted your signature, okay?
Okay, but I don't have a pen.
Oh, I have a lipstick.
Lipstick it is.
Everybody drink up. My daughter's here, the astronaut. You all hear that? Life magazine. Life magazine. The first lady astronaut. This is what they're calling you now. Jerry Cobb, the first lady astronaut.
Oh, stop it, Pop. That's enough.
No, I will not. I will not stop talking about my daughter. Nope. We are celebrating.
It's almost 2. I mean, look at me. I don't even look like me.
Oh, Geraldine, you look beautiful. But even more importantly, you are something.
I'm not sure I know how to do all this.
Geraldine, you look at me right now, girl. I always knew you were extraordinary. Always. And now, everyone else knows. And you are my daughter. Yes, you are, I tell you. Life can throw a lot of bad things at you. I sure know that. But you have to learn to take the good when it happens. I wish I had. Plenty of times there is nothing to celebrate. Plenty of times there is nothing. So when there is something, grab onto it with both hands. I need it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You got that? Won't you do it for me?
Okay, Pop, I will. Mother didn't decide to join us, I guess?
No, sweetheart, you know how she can be. But hey, Cobb is going to the moon. Drinks for the house.
Jack.
Oh, hey. Wow. You cleaned up nice.
Did you see the article in Life?
What article?
They're saying I'm going to be the first lady astronaut. There's pictures and...
Yeah, I've read it. Everyone read it. The girl who excels at loneliness. Isn't that what it said?
Oh, well, yeah. There's going to be a parade in Pittsburgh.
A parade in Pittsburgh. Wow. Sounds like a song. Me? I got a DC-7 waiting to go to Japan.
I was hoping I could join you, but...
Your fans await.
I'm sorry.
Hard to pass up a parade. You could sip sake under the cherry blossoms anytime.
Jack, it's more than that. They're saying I'm going to be the first woman in space.
So you said. You enjoy yourself. Sounds exciting.
Jack!
What? You want me to come to the parade? I gotta work.
Are you angry?
Angry? No, why would I be Look, Jer, enjoy this as long as it lasts.
Jack, don't you understand? Everything I've done until this point has led to this. I really think it has. And I'll learn to get better at all this reporter stuff, but I'm a great pilot. I'm gonna be an astronaut.
Glad I could be of assistance. Part of the plan. The student surpasses her teacher.
Jack, I didn't mean you were just part of my education. I mean you were, but we've
had fun, Jer. That's all we had. A lot of fun. Now you'll go do what you were born to do, and I'm gonna do what I was born to do. See you on the runway.
Jack! Jack?
Though she competes successfully in a tough masculine trade, she's a pretty 29-year-old miss who will probably take heels along on her first space flight if given the chance. Although she would probably be mistaken for an average housewife on TV's What's My Line, Jerry is a quiet, religious girl with more than the usual pilot's respect for the firmament.
Space is God's unspoiled world, which humans should not trespass upon without a feeling of reverence.
The Mercury 13, they're called by some.
The astronauts, they're called by others.
That's a cute name.
It is. Catchy. Astronauts.
They are women who have excelled in the field of aviation, women with thousands of air miles between them.
And some of them are beauties to boot. Am I right?
You are. They are the twins, Jan and Marion Dietrich. Some are comparing their beauty to Natalie Wood.
Imagine that going into space. And twins, yowza.
There's also a pretty farm girl, Rhea Woltman, an electrical engineer and a professor at the University of Oklahoma. There's also Mrs. Philip Hart, wife of Senator Philip Hart.
She has 8 kids, 4 boys and 4 girls. Now that's equality.
And then there's the first to be tested, the world record holder, 29-year-old Geraldine Cobb.
Certainly, Miss Cobb has no audience to which she may complain she has nothing to wear when she is actually in flight. Who will, I wonder, repair the suddenly sundered shoulder strap? Who will repair with the ladies to the actual little girl's room, there to gossip and giggle and refurbish the face? Who will double park the spaceship while she searches for a drugstore? Who will zip the zippers, hook the eyes, inspect the stocking seams, and locate the lost gloves?
Colonel John Glenn, ladies and gentlemen. Colonel John Glenn. He just completed orbiting the planet 3 times. The first American to do so. And look at him now. There he is, our very own conquering hero. And he's handsome too. But ladies, he's taken. Colonel Glenn, what was it like in space?
Well, I'll tell you. I was glad I finally made it up there. That first day was sure short. Shortest day I've ever run into. But what can I say about a day when you've seen 4 beautiful sunsets? Sky in space is blacker than you could ever imagine. Then, just along the horizon, a thin band of blue. It was unbelievable. Sorry you guys can't see it.
Now, I'm all for equality of the sexes, job opportunities, suffrage, all that. I'm even willing to stand on the bus while the men stay seated. But when it comes to exploring the fringes of the cosmos, that's when it's time to call it a halt. By all means, leave the stratosphere to the men.
Canceled? Canceled? I don't understand.
We need the Navy's approval to finish the testing, and they refused. End of story.
But
I'm powerless here.
Jane and Marion and Rye were on their way. Wally quit her job. We were all set. I was all set. All 13 of us.
Look, Jerry, they put an end to the testing on the base.
Let's do the testing somewhere else.
We don't have that kind of equipment anywhere else.
What about Jackie? Maybe Jackie
Let it
can.
go. Maybe down the line we could try again, as long as the Russians don't get a woman up first.
But you promised.
I did no such thing.
Wait, I never would have believed it if I wasn't for certain. But you said that if I completed the test, that we would go to the next step, and then.
Stop it, Jerry. Just stop it. There's a little too much ignorance in all of us who fly. You got ahead of yourself. I tried to get them to consider putting a woman in the capsule. I made scientific sense. But kiddo, sometimes that just isn't enough. No matter how obvious it is, how clearly we explain it, it's about timing more than anything else. I learned that long ago.
But this is important to science.
Is it really? Is this so important to you for the sake of science, or do you just want... Look, I don't care who goes up into space, whether it's you or John Glenn, except for the fact that it weighs 79 pounds more. And that means I could have put 79 more pounds of my equipment in that can.
That's all this means to you?
This means everything to me. Spaceflight is my life's work. But Jerry, you have to have someone build the scaffolding so there's a place to put the rocket.
I want to be in the rocket. I want to be the rocket.
You're young. I get it. I wanted to be the hero too.
No.
I had planted some of the seeds and now so have you. That's what you have to accept.
I don't accept it because the truth is it makes scientific sense to put a woman in the space program.
Well, sometimes politics makes the truth irrelevant.
I don't accept it.
Jerry, you can accept it or not. It's what is. Did I tell you I had 2 sons? Beautiful boys. Polio. They both died in one horrible summer in 1946. They were only a year apart. They used to wrestle in the ocean like puppies. But then nothing. We could do nothing. I was a doctor. I couldn't save them. 9 years later, the vaccine was developed. 9 years. Timing. Not fair at all, was it?
No.
But you go on. You harden a little or a lot. You shut off a piece of yourself. You grow older. It makes you stronger. You will go on, Jerry. You will.
But the thing is, it's not the same. Because you're my Dr. Sulk. You could be. The time could be now. You have the vaccine. You just need to tell them. Tell them. You have the results of the test.
No, Jerry. It's just not that simple. I'm sorry.
This isn't the end. I won't let it be.
This special congressional subcommittee is called to order this day, Tuesday, 10 a.m., July 17, 1962. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet this morning to consider the very important problem of determining what are the basic qualifications for the selection and training of astronauts. We are particularly concerned that these talents should not be prejudged by the fact that they happen to be possessed by men or women. It brings up the whole purpose behind spaceflight, which is to someday colonize other planets, and I don't see how we can do that without women. We are pleased to have with us here today Ms. Jerry Cobb, a noted pilot with an outstanding career in aviation. Ms. Cobb, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable members of the Congress, on behalf of myself and the other 12 women space cadets, we thank you for the opportunity of letting us be heard on Capitol Hill. I was sort of drafted to be spokesman for all 13 of us.
Speak into the microphone, Ms. Cobb.
Excuse me?
Speak into the microphone.
You never would good at talking to boys.
Miss Cobb, into the microphone.
Yes, of course. As you can tell, being chosen as spokesman was not because of my speaking abilities. We who aspire to be women space cadets ask for the opportunity to bring glory and honor to our nation by being first in all the world to have a woman complete spaceflight.
Thank you, Ms. Cobb.
There is scientific medical evidence that shows we should put a woman in the space program.
According to who?
Well, Dr. Lovelace and...
When scientists first started putting living animals in space, I found it rather remarkable that both the monkeys and dogs were all female.
Dogs and monkeys? Dogs and monkeys. Is this a zoo or a congressional hearing?
No nation has yet sent a human female into space. We offer you 13 women space volunteers.
I am in favor of women.
NASA doesn't feel it would be an essential asset.
As am I, sir.
I'm certainly in favor of giving them every opportunity at this hearing.
That's the bachelor talking.
Well,
One of our national objectives is a world at peace. It's important that we use space for peaceful purposes. I think women throughout history have demonstrated that they are more concerned with peace than men.
Chairman Alfonso, allow me to just say I certainly am interested in peace and the peaceful uses of outer space. I don't believe this is the thing we're really talking about.
No taxpayer money was spent on the testing for this program. I thought you'd be happy to hear that.
I am.
Maybe we should ask the good ladies to be patient. Miss Cobb?
Can you tell me what are the women's record of safety in the operating of jet planes as compared to the men's?
Safety record?
Yes, are they just as competent or even better than the men?
Better than the men?
Seeing as though it is practically impossible for a woman to fly a jet in this country, I can only think of one pilot, which is famed pilot Jacqueline Cochran, who you will hear from later. So there can't be any safety figures.
I'm trying to support you.
Thank you, but
Have any women been tested in the spaceflight simulators?
no.
No?
And yet there's a place called Chimp College in New Mexico where they're training 50 chimpanzees for spaceflight.
One's a female named Glinda.
Are you willing to undergo this test?
Even if it means I have to be substituted for a female chimpanzee.
Miss Cobb, you show a bit of resentment toward Glenda out there in the test center. You don't have any resentment toward the female monkeys in the cancer clinic, do you?
No.
Ridiculous.
I couldn't help but overhear your conversation in the hallway.
Is this for
when
the
you
record?
said, "I'm scared to death," how did you reconcile with this emotional statement, with the fact that an astronaut must be fearless and courageous and emotionally stable?
Going into space is way less frightening than being up here.
No more questions.
But all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now hear from an astronaut and a great American, Colonel John Glenn.
First, let me preface my remarks. I'm not anti any particular group, I'm just pro-space.
That I am sure.
Anything I say is towards getting the best qualified people of any sex, color, creed, or anything else it might happen to be.
You are not against women. You are a married man. You have children.
Colonel, would you support a program to train women as astronauts?
I wouldn't oppose it.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that.
But I see no requirement for it when we're ready to have qualified people.
When women are paying the same taxes here as much or even more than the men, I don't think they should be
My
kept
wife
out of
doesn't pay
space because of
taxes.
rigid requirements. I mean, for example, you would have been eliminated, seeing as if you didn't have an engineering degree, did you?
I have one now, an honorary degree. My experience was equivalency.
If a woman then, through her experience, can give equivalent capability, she should not be rejected now, should she?
Now, Colonel Glenn here didn't make the rules, did he? That was NASA, am I right, sir?
Colonel, do you think the United States should adopt a program of the first women in space?
I believe this led out of my province, sir.
The idea is among some that we should do this because the Russians do it. I do not think that the women of America want to do all the things that the Russian women have to do.
They want to go to space.
If I may, Colonel Glenn, doesn't this all lead to the question of protecting women?
No, I believe it's protecting our program.
Against women?
No, sir, not against women. I believe the papers and magazines have been misleading about the physical examination program run out there for some of the women in Albuquerque. It's as if they pass this physical exam, they're automatically astronauts. My mother could probably pass the physical exam. They give preseason to the Dallas Cowboys, though I doubt they play too many games for them.
You picked a bad team. Maybe she could.
I believe this ties back to the way a social order is formed. Really, it's just a fact. The men go off and fight the wars, fly the airplanes, help come back, build, design, and test them. The fact that women are not in this field is the fact of our social order.
Thank you so much for your time today, Colonel. That'll be all.
And may I compliment you, Colonel John Glenn? We are very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
At this time, I would like to hear from Miss Cochran, who holds more speed and aviation records than any living human being, and everybody can admit to her qualifications as a jet pilot. Miss Jacqueline Cochran.
Yes, Jackie, finally!
Please, please, gentlemen, I am so sorry to be late. It's very impolite of me. And excuse my outfit, I came straight from the airport.
Oh, this side of the aisle would particularly like to welcome you, Mrs. Cochran. Please proceed with your statement.
I only heard, Mr. Chairman, on Thursday when I was out west, that I was going to be requested to come before your committee, and I had no opportunity to prepare very much of anything besides my own thoughts, more or less off the cuff. My general views are as follows. I do not believe there has been any intentional or actual discrimination against women in the astronaut program to date. The manned space flights are extremely expensive and also urgent in the national interest.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't have any doubt about women, but the sad part is There is an attrition rate due to marriage.
What?
That's a good point.
I can only examine what happened during World War II with our women pilots. Our attrition rate due to marriage was in the neighborhood of 40%.
40%?
I looked at the cost for training a pilot in a B-47. As I recall the figures, it was $144,000 for one human being.
I had no idea.
If we are economically sound enough to spend that type of money, and I don't think we are, from what I've read in the newspaper.
Depends on the paper.
If you want to take the chance that about the time you're ready to use that person, she starts a family, then I am all for it.
Waste of money.
And I am against waste, Congressman. I am, because I don't think we can afford it.
Now,
I
Mrs.
thoroughly
Cochran,
agree with Ms.
most
Cochran.
of these women involved are in their 30s or very early 40s. It would seem to me that from this group, the attrition rate wouldn't be so high.
Well, it depends on what your exposure is and where you get around and how clever you are. I can't answer that one. But a very good friend of mine, age 42, just had triplets, so I don't know.
Well, there's hope for you yet.
I think you know what I'm saying, Congressman.
Oh, I think I do, yes. It's not just having the family. Ladies are, well, different. Can we agree on that one? I mean, well, we wouldn't want to launch a lady into space at the wrong time of the month.
Oh, please.
Miss Cochran, you see what I'm getting at? I mean,
We do indeed have our differences, Congressman.
And thank goodness for them.
Now, I'm not against women being in this program.
I don't think your testimony indicates that.
I wouldn't want anyone to get that idea.
I hope you don't take marriage as a disqualification for race. I mean, all of our current astronauts are married. Sheldon, Glenn, Cooper, Grissom, each have 2 children.
Coppinger has 4.
Stella witnessed before a congressional committee.
You picked a bad team.
Age 42 and just had triplets.
Wouldn't want to put a woman into space in the wrong time of the month, would we?
Pie, folks? I have extra forks.
You are excellent.
See you in the kitchen, Geraldine, behind the pickles.
Jackie, you're looking pale, Jerry. You could use a little blush. I have a plane waiting for me. I don't let a fire burn under my britches for long. You should try that.
I thought you wanted women in the space program.
I am the biggest supporter of female aviators in the goddamn world.
Then why did you make for certain it wouldn't happen?
There's a right time and a wrong time. You'll just have to wait, darling.
No!
Oh, Jerry, you're finally raising your voice. Good for you. Might have been more useful in front of them.
You had a chance to say something and support us.
Us?
We're on the same side.
There isn't enough room for you on my side. Life magazine didn't call it Jackie Cochran's Women in Space program, did they? It was all Jerry.
I didn't do that, the press did.
You ate it up with a spoon.
What was I supposed to do? Not enjoy it?
Oh, you enjoyed it, and I paid for it. That should have been me.
But it was never going to be you.
You're right, darling. You are right. And it just couldn't be you, okay?
Why?
You weren't the right person to be out front. You weren't. And look, Jerry, it wasn't going to happen. I could see that. I chose to be on the winning side.
I don't understand.
The door was shut, darling. I will find a window open down the line. You can be sure of that. But the door was shut. And there's no point scratching on it, because it just irritates everyone.
I guess I was hoping to hear you say you were sorry, or that you had some reason, although I can't imagine what that might be. But now I understand that you're just bitter and old. I remember a long time ago you told me, never forget the bastards who get in your way. Now I can finally use that advice.
Glad I could help.
Jane Hart and I had a meeting with the vice president the other day. So guess what? I don't even need you.
Did I ever tell you that I saved his life once? He was having a hard time passing a kidney stone, and I flew him straight to the hospital. That's right. As a matter of fact, after your meeting, he and Lady Bird and I had the sweetest lunch to discuss the matter of women in space. I wouldn't be waiting for him to ride up on a white horse anytime soon.
Who do you think you are?
Jackie goddamn Cochran! I know how to play the game, darling, and you do not!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Пуск.
June 16, 1963, Valentina Tereshkova was launched into space aboard Vostok 6. Yes, that's right. The Russians have beat us again. They have launched the first woman into space. Valentina Tereshkova made 48 orbits of Earth, more than John Glenn. She spent 3 days in space. Tereshkova, only 26 years old, racked up more time in space than the combined time of all American astronauts. Tereshkova is not even a scientist or a pilot. Imagine that. She's a factory textile worker, an amateur skydiver, and the daughter of a high-ranking Russian official. How do we let this happen?
Nothing puts life into more perspective than being swallowed up by a field of corn. Have a drink with me. I thought there was going to be a cop on the moon.
Not helping.
How can they do that? Say a person is something, someone, have a parade for her, then forget about her? Just, oops, no. She's not the first lady astronaut. She's nobody. Just throw her back in the pond.
Shut up! I'm sorry.
No, you go on and yo. It's good to hear you get mad.
Give me that. I'm gonna get good and drunk.
I don't think it'll take much.
I believed it all, Pop. And Jackie, God damn it!
Jerry, never heard you swear before, taking God's name. I'm gonna tell your mother.
I don't think she's taking your calls. I don't want to lose my faith, Pop.
Then don't.
Easier said.
Not so easy. Faith has always been a slippery thing for me, but I've always had a faith in you. You're a hell of a pilot.
One place the Lord has always been, by my side every flight. Don't know anything else.
God is not going to forsake you, Geraldine Cobb.
But what if God is angry with me?
Angry? At you? I'm taking that bottle away.
Let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. I wanted it for me, Pop. I did. To be the first woman in space. The other girls to be a part of it, but if I'm really down to the bone honest, I wanted it for me. And God knows that. Maybe he's punishing me. And maybe I'm not so different from Jackie after all.
Those who keep their faith in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah something. You did nothing wrong. You earned it.
No?
Now, Miss Cochran is another story.
I don't want to talk about her. I can't.
Then we won't.
But what do I do now?
Could be a missionary, make your mother happy. Which ain't easy, God knows.
Make God happy.
What's gonna make Jerry happy?
I've always been my best in silence and solitude. Where's that?
The Amazon.
What?
The Amazon, over acres of jungle. I've been there, untouched by man, some of it. You know, if you had visited that place 1,000 years ago, it would look exactly the same. Imagine there is a place like that here on Earth.
You know what?
What?
The Amazon.
I was kidding.
I just need a plane.
I was kidding.
I don't need America or NASA to be a missionary.
No, you don't.
I just need a plane or a loan to get me one. I can have a meeting with the Vice President of the United States, but as a woman, I can't get a loan.
I'll get you a plane, Jerry. You go change the world.
I don't know about changing the world, but I am going to fly. They can't stop me from that.
No, they cannot. You fly.
I will, I will. Tail wheel, turtle deck, wing. All right, Carlos, let's do this. You and me.
Ok, você lá de porta está ferrado. Ok, lá de porta está ferrado. Cuidado.
Forget it, Carlos. I'm coming in.
Muy tiempo, cuidado.
I know the weather's bad, Carlos. I'm not blind, just crazy. Loco Nina.
Aló, Eri, cuidado. Ay, gringa loca.
Oh, that was a good one, Carlos.
Você vai morrer.
The bishop doesn't care what the weather is, Carlos. I'm coming in, no choice. And I'm landing this pup and climbing into my own hammock tonight.
Ni entiende, la porta está pegado.
This is nothing, Carlos. Just a little wind, a little rain, a little thunder. Oh, great. I can't see anything. I do my best when I can't see.
Esta mujer, ay, esta gringa loca.
You still there, Carlos? Forget it. I'm coming in. I've been doing this run for 30 years. I got this. I did it again, Carlos! Guess I'll just see if the world's still there.
Gringa loca, gringa loca.
This is BBC Radio, the top of the news from around the world on this day, August 9th, 1980.
Ah, it is.
In Iran, Muhammad Ali Rajai named new prime minister. Hurricane Alan makes landfall on Texas coast, north of Brownsville. On a sad note, famed pilot Jackie Cochran died today in her home in Indio, California. Miss Cochran was a pioneer in the field of American aviation, considered to be one of the most gifted racing pilots of her generation, as well as running a successful cosmetics company. Friends say she began talking a great deal about death of late, frequently asking to be buried with the sword presented to her by the Air Force Academy, in case she needed to fight her way out of hell. Jackie Cochran was 74 years old.
Oh, Jackie.
Finally, today there will be a solar eclipse. Best seen if you just happen to be in the middle of the Amazon jungle. That's the moon covering up the sun for just the briefest moment. And that's the news for now, August 9th, 1980.
Jackie, I forgive you, because I'm just where I need to be, and you are just where you need to be. Too much Icarus in us all. Isn't that what you used to say, Doc? But I didn't burn up. I'm still flying. Yes, I am. I have fought a good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept my faith. 2 Timothy 4:7. And oh my, look at that moon in the middle of the day taking a bite of that sun. Just a rock circling the planet, that's all you are. But everyone wants a piece of you. Men have walked on you. I know how that feels. There you go. Just slide right in front of that big bright ball of fire and cover it up. And just leave the moon for me as I disappear.